Hi, and welcome to another video by Jim the Car Guy. Today's project, we have a 2005, it's a Ford Explorer, and we're going to be replacing both left and right outer tie rod ends because when the customer hits a bump, the vehicle jumps from side to side, and after we took a close look at it, we were able to determine that the tie rod ends were no good. All right, so let's get in there and let's get started and get this job done. Okay, this is your outer tie rod end. Obviously, we're on the passenger side of the vehicle right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take, you can see I already sprayed it with some penetrating oil, so everything comes off a little bit easier. We're going to remove this cotter pin right here. We'll just bend it up like this. And we'll get in here with a pair of pliers and we'll pull that out of there, but I'll show you how that's done in a minute. But before we do that, we're going to come over here and we're going to take this nut here and we're going to loosen this nut. We're just going to crack it loose, and so that way it's not touching tight up against the tie rod end itself. Alright, then we're going to remove this nut right here, and then we're going to remove the tie rod end from the vehicle. The way I do it, you can get in here with a fork and hit it like this to get it out. But what happens with a fork being this close here, sometimes you damage the backing plate. I'm going to show you how to take it out real easy. We're just going to hit it here with a hammer. After this nut is off here, we're going to hit it here really pretty firmly, and you'll see that this will pop right up and out of here. So, all right, let me show you what we're going to do. And when you do have this loosened up, we're going to count how many revolutions we turn this off to get it off the vehicle. So let me show you how we're going to do it, and let's get started. Okay, I'm hoping you can see that's okay. What we're going to do first is we're going to take this cotter pin out right here that we have through here. We straighten it out, and then we just get in here with a pair of pliers, and you just rock it back and forth until it comes out a little bit on this side, and then you grab it with a pair of pliers, cutting pliers. You grip it. And what I always do is don't pull it out, hold it like this, and use the pliers with leverage to get it out like this. That way you're going to avoid any problems with snapping it off. Take it out like that. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this nut and we're going to loosen this nut. But before we do that, we're going to break this one loose right here. Now these are pretty tight up in here. Sometimes you'll be able to break them loose. Okay, just put it on here like this. And then you hit it pretty firmly and you can break it loose. If you can't break it loose with your hand, then you can just take a hammer or whatever and just knock it loose. Alright? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this bolt right here. I'm going to use air and shoot it out. Sometimes these are pretty rusty, especially this one. This vehicle is it's got a lot of miles on it. Okay, the way I get these loose then is come up underneath here with the hammer, and you hit right here pretty firmly, and you'll see this pop right up. Now, let me show you. And it pops right out. Don't be afraid of hitting it, it's not going to damage anything. And it'll pop loose. Now, what we're going to do is when we take this out, we're going to count how many revolutions to take it off. .23 turns. And what we're going to do in this case, sometimes I'll leave this nut on here, but in this case I'm going to take it off because it's very rusty on here. So you can do it with an air gun. You can do it with a ratchet, whatever you have. I'm going to use the air gun, and you'll need to hold the inner tie rod so it doesn't rotate when you do this. So the inner tie rod here is 13 millimeter, but it's extremely rusty, so it's a little tight going on. Right, then you hold it, and you can shoot that nut off gently though. You don't want to hit it too hard. Take our wrench off. Now, being that it is so rusty, we are going to lubricate it. And remember, it was 23. That's how many turns we're going to put it back on. And I'm going to put it right back in here. Okay, and once you've got this screwed on the correct amount of revolutions, you put it right back through here. Put your castle nut back on. And you can tighten it down. You can use either an air gun or you can tighten it with a wrench. And you want to make sure you line it up with the cotter pin down below. You don't want to tighten it too tight. Now you want to, I usually go in with a wrench and just tighten it up the rest of the way. Then you can line up your carpet pin. Line up your carpet pin. Clip through. And then you bend the cotter pin down and out of the way like that. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to tighten up that nut on here. And what that nut does is it keeps the tie rod end tight and keeps it from rotating out. Now, I did do the other side already. We're going to grease it, make sure we have grease in the fittings, and then we're going to do the wheel alignment, and we're going to wrap it up and get it out the door. And like always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.